Welcome to Hollywood Secrets Information. In this video, we are going to travel back to the glamorous golden age of Hollywood and discover 15 of the most beautiful, iconic, and unforgettable actresses of old Hollywood. These women were more than just beautiful faces. They had elegance, talent, charisma, and a screen presence that made audiences fall in love with them for generations. From timeless blondes to mysterious brunettes, from Oscar-winning legends to unforgettable screen goddesses, these actresses helped create the magic of classic Hollywood. So sit back, relax, and join us as we count down 15 of the most beautiful actresses of old Hollywood. 15. Veronica Lake. Veronica Lake was one of the most distinctive beauties of the 1940s. With her striking blonde hair, mysterious eyes, and unforgettable hairstyle, she quickly became one of Hollywood's most recognizable stars. Her famous long hair falling over one eye became a major fashion trend and helped create an image that audiences could never forget. Born Constance Frances Marie Ockelman, Veronica Lake entered Hollywood at a young age and soon discovered that her unique appearance could make her stand out in a crowded industry. She became famous for films such as Sullivan's Travels, This Gun for Hire, and The Blue Dahlia. On screen, Veronica had a rare combination of innocence and mystery. She could appear glamorous and sophisticated, while also bringing a dangerous edge to her characters. During World War II, her hairstyle became so popular that women working in factories began copying it. Eventually, she even changed her hairstyle for safety reasons, encouraging female workers to keep their hair away from dangerous machinery. That moment showed just how much influence she had on popular culture. But behind the glamorous image, Veronica Lake faced many personal struggles. Her life became increasingly difficult, and her Hollywood career did not remain at its early peak. Still, her beauty and screen presence survived the passage of time. Today, Veronica Lake remains a symbol of classic 1940s Hollywood glamour, remembered for a face and style that could never truly be copied. 14. Hedy Lamarr. Hedy Lamarr was often described as one of the most beautiful women ever to appear on a movie screen. Her dark hair, elegant features, and mysterious expression gave her an almost unreal beauty. But what made Hedy Lamarr truly extraordinary was that she was much more than a Hollywood star. Born in Austria, Hedy became internationally famous before arriving in America, where she quickly became one of the biggest stars at MGM. Films such as Algiers, Samson and Delilah, and White Cargo helped establish her as one of Hollywood's great screen beauties. Audiences were fascinated by her glamorous appearance, and photographers loved her perfectly balanced features. However, Hedy Lamarr also had a brilliant and inventive mind. During World War II, she worked with composer George Antheil on an invention involving frequency hopping technology. Their work later became an important part of the technological developments associated with modern wireless communication. For many years, the public knew Hedy mainly for her beauty and film career. But later generations began to appreciate another side of her remarkable life. She was a woman who succeeded in an industry that often focused only on her appearance, while privately pursuing ideas that showed great intelligence and curiosity. Hedy Lamarr remains one of old Hollywood's most fascinating figures. She had beauty, talent, intelligence, and mystery. Her story proves that sometimes the person behind the glamorous image can be even more remarkable than the image itself. 13. Gene Tierney. Gene Tierney possessed a beauty so elegant and refined that she became one of the most admired actresses of the 1940s. With her expressive eyes, delicate features, and graceful personality, she seemed perfectly suited to the glamorous world of classic Hollywood. She became widely known for her role in the classic film Laura, where she played the mysterious Laura Hunt. The film became a major success, and Gene's performance helped create one of the most memorable female characters in film noir history. Her portrait in the movie became almost as famous as the character herself. Jean Tierney also appeared in films such as Leave Her to Heaven, The Ghost, and Mrs. Muir, and Heaven Can Wait. She had a remarkable ability to play both warm and romantic characters, as well as darker, more complicated women. Her beauty may have first attracted audiences, but her acting ability gave her career lasting importance. Behind the scenes, however, Jean's life was filled with difficult personal experiences. She faced challenges that affected both her family life and her emotional well-being. Yet she continued to work and remained a respected figure in Hollywood. Today, Jean Tierney is remembered as one of the most beautiful actresses of her generation. But her legacy goes beyond physical beauty. She brought intelligence, emotion, and depth to her performances. Her work continues to attract classic movie fans who discover that behind her famous face was a talented actress with an unforgettable screen presence. 12. Lana Turner. Lana Turner was the definition of Hollywood glamour. With her blonde hair, glamorous wardrobe, and confident screen presence, she became one of the biggest stars of the golden age of Hollywood. Her journey from an unknown young woman to an international movie star is one of the most famous stories in Hollywood history. Lana was reportedly discovered while sitting at a soda fountain, a moment that helped create one of Hollywood's greatest discovery stories. Soon after, she began appearing in films and quickly gained attention for her striking appearance. But Lana Turner was determined to become more than just a beautiful face. Throughout her career, she appeared in major films including The Postman Always Rings Twice, Peyton Place, and Imitation of Life. She proved that she could handle dramatic roles and emotional performances while maintaining the glamorous image that made her famous. Lana's personal life also attracted enormous media attention. Her relationships, marriages, and family struggles often became newspaper headlines. For decades, the public followed her life almost as closely as her movies. Despite the difficulties and controversies that surrounded her, Lana Turner remained a major Hollywood star. She had the ability to reinvent herself and continue working through changing times. Today, Lana is remembered as one of the ultimate Hollywood blondes. Her beauty was glamorous, powerful, and impossible to ignore. But her long career also showed determination and resilience. Lana Turner was not simply a symbol of old Hollywood beauty. She was a survivor who remained unforgettable long after the cameras stopped rolling. 11. Ava Gardner. Ava Gardner had a beauty that seemed almost too perfect for the real world. With her dark hair, captivating eyes, and naturally glamorous appearance, she became one of the greatest screen goddesses in Hollywood history. But Ava was also known for her strong personality and independent spirit. Born into a humble family, Ava Gardner's path to Hollywood began unexpectedly. A photograph eventually brought her to the attention of the film industry, and soon she was signed by MGM. In the beginning, she was still learning the craft of acting, but her extraordinary screen presence was impossible to ignore. Her career reached new heights with films such as The Killers, Show Boat, Magambo, and The Night of the Iguana. Ava could be seductive, dramatic, emotional, and powerful. She had a natural ability to command attention whenever she appeared on screen. Her personal life became almost as famous as her films. Ava's marriages and relationships with famous men, including Frank Sinatra, became part of Hollywood history. But she refused to be easily controlled by the expectations placed upon female stars. Ava Gardner represented a different kind of Hollywood beauty. She was glamorous, but never seemed artificial. She had a wild, independent spirit that made her even more fascinating. Even today, photographs of Ava Gardner continue to capture the imagination of movie fans. Her beauty was timeless, but her personality gave that beauty real power. Ava Gardner remains one of the most unforgettable women ever to emerge from the golden age of Hollywood. 10. Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor was one of the most famous and beautiful actresses in the entire history of Hollywood. Her legendary violet-colored eyes, dark hair, and extraordinary screen presence made her a global superstar from a very young age. Elizabeth began her career as a child actress and quickly captured the hearts of audiences. Films such as National Velvet helped introduce her to the world, but as she grew older, she successfully transformed herself into one of Hollywood's most powerful dramatic actresses. Her performances in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Suddenly, Last Summer, Butterfield 8, and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf proved that Elizabeth had much more than beauty. She was a serious performer capable of portraying complicated, emotional, and unforgettable characters. Elizabeth's personal life also fascinated the public. Her marriages, relationships, friendships, and glamorous lifestyle made her a constant subject of international attention. Her famous relationship with Richard Burton became one of the most talked-about romances in Hollywood history. Yet Elizabeth Taylor also used her fame for important causes. Later in life, she became a major advocate and fundraiser in the fight against HIV and AIDS, using her celebrity status to bring attention to a crisis that many people were afraid to discuss. Elizabeth Taylor's beauty made her an icon, but her talent and courage made her a legend. She lived a life filled with extraordinary success, personal challenges, love, heartbreak, and determination. Decades later, she remains one of the most recognizable symbols of Hollywood glamour. 9. Rita Hayworth. Rita Hayworth became one of the greatest symbols of glamour during the 1940s. With her flowing red hair, elegant beauty, and incredible dancing ability, she captured the imagination of audiences around the world. Before becoming Rita Hayworth, she began her career under a different name and worked hard to establish herself in Hollywood. Her transformation into a major star was carefully shaped by the studio system, but it was her talent and screen presence that made her unforgettable. Rita appeared in memorable films such as Gilda, CoverGirl, The Lady from Shanghai, and Pal Joey. Her performance in Gilda created one of the most iconic images in classic Hollywood cinema. The character was glamorous, mysterious, and confident, and Rita became an international sensation. She was also a gifted dancer and worked alongside legendary performers such as Fred Astaire and Gene Kelly. Her ability to combine beauty, movement, and acting made her one of the most complete entertainers of her era. However, Rita's real life was often much more complicated than the glamorous characters she played. She experienced difficult relationships and personal struggles while living under constant public attention. Rita Hayworth once became associated with the idea that audiences fell in love with her glamorous screen image, while the real woman behind that image had her own hopes and difficulties. That contrast became an important part of her story. Today, Rita Hayworth remains a true Hollywood icon. Her beauty, elegance, and unforgettable performances continue to represent the magic of the golden age of cinema. 8. Sophia Loren. Sophia Loren brought a powerful combination of beauty, confidence, and talent to international cinema. With her expressive eyes, natural elegance, and unforgettable personality, she became one of the world's most admired actresses. Born in Italy, Sophia grew up during difficult circumstances and worked her way toward a career in entertainment. Her journey from a challenging childhood to international superstardom became an inspiring story of determination and ambition. She became famous through Italian cinema before achieving enormous success in Hollywood. Films such as Two Women, Marriage Italian Style, Yesterday, Today and Tomorrow, and El Cid demonstrated her ability to combine beauty with serious dramatic talent. Her performance in Two Women earned her an Academy Award and made history by establishing her as one of the most respected international actresses of her generation. Sophia was not simply a glamorous star. She could portray pain, humor, romance, and emotional strength with remarkable honesty. Her marriage and partnership with producer Carlo Ponti also became an important part of her life story. Through decades of fame, Sophia remained closely connected to her Italian identity and culture. Sophia Loren represented a different kind of beauty. She was confident, passionate, and full of personality. She never needed to appear fragile to be glamorous. Her strength became part of her appeal. Today, Sophia Loren is considered one of the last great symbols of classic international cinema. Her career has lasted for generations, and her image remains instantly recognizable. She is proof that true screen beauty becomes even more powerful when combined with talent, confidence, and authenticity. 7. Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly had an elegance that seemed almost royal even before she became a real-life princess. With her blonde hair, calm expression, and sophisticated style, she became one of Hollywood's most admired actresses during the 1950s. Grace quickly gained attention for her beauty and natural acting ability. She appeared in several unforgettable films directed by Alfred Hitchcock, including Rear Window, To Catch a Thief, and Dial M for Murder. Hitchcock understood that Grace had a rare screen presence. She could appear graceful and refined while also suggesting intelligence and mystery. She also starred in The Country Girl, a role that earned her an Academy Award. The performance demonstrated that Grace was capable of much more than playing glamorous characters. At the height of her Hollywood career, Grace Kelly made a decision that surprised many people. She married Prince Rainier III of Monaco and became Princess Grace of Monaco. Her wedding became an international event, and she stepped away from her successful acting career. Grace's life after Hollywood continued to attract worldwide attention. She became known for her charitable work, fashion influence, and royal role. Her life ended tragically after a car accident in 1982, but her image has remained timeless. Grace Kelly continues to represent sophistication, elegance, and classic beauty. Unlike many Hollywood stars whose fame faded over time, Grace became even more legendary. She was an Oscar-winning actress, a fashion icon, and a princess. Her story feels like something from a Hollywood movie itself, which makes her one of the most fascinating and beautiful women in entertainment history. 6. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe remains one of the most recognizable women in the history of cinema. Her blonde hair, famous smile, and unforgettable screen personality transformed her into a symbol of Hollywood glamour. Born Norma Jean Mortensen, Marilyn experienced a difficult childhood before beginning her journey toward fame. She started as a model and eventually entered the film industry. At first, she was often cast in small roles, but her charisma quickly made audiences take notice. Her films, including Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, How to Marry a Millionaire, The 7-Year Itch, and Some Like It Hot, turned her into an international superstar. Marilyn had an ability to combine comedy, vulnerability, charm, and glamour in a way that no other actress could easily imitate. But behind the famous smile was a woman who wanted to be taken seriously as an actress. She studied acting and worked to improve her craft, hoping to escape the limitations of the glamorous image that Hollywood had created around her. Marilyn's personal struggles became part of her tragic story, and her death at a young age shocked the world. Yet her influence only grew after her passing. Today, Marilyn Monroe remains a global cultural icon. Her photographs, films, fashion, and personality continue to inspire artists and entertainers. Many actresses have copied her style, but no one has truly replaced her. Marilyn's beauty was unforgettable, but it was her mixture of confidence and vulnerability that made her unique. More than half a century later, she remains one of the ultimate symbols of old Hollywood. 5. Audrey Hepburn. Audrey Hepburn possessed a completely different kind of Hollywood beauty. She was not known for the dramatic glamour of some of her contemporaries. Instead, her elegance, grace, expressive eyes, and natural charm created an image that became timeless. Audrey experienced the hardships of World War II while growing up in Europe. Those early experiences shaped her life and gave her a deep understanding of struggle and human suffering. After the war, she pursued dance and acting before achieving international success. Her breakthrough came with Roman Holiday, which made her a major star and earned her an Academy Award. She later appeared in classics such as Sabrina, Funny Face, Breakfast at Tiffany's, and My Fair Lady. Audrey's partnership with fashion designer Hubert de Givenchy helped establish her as one of the greatest fashion icons in history. Her simple and elegant style influenced generations of women and continues to inspire fashion today. But Audrey's greatest legacy may have come later in life. She devoted much of her time to humanitarian work as a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador, traveling to different parts of the world to support children facing poverty and difficult conditions. Audrey Hepburn showed that beauty could be gentle, graceful, and meaningful. She had the rare ability to make audiences feel warmth simply through her presence. Today, Audrey remains one of the most beloved actresses in history. Her films continue to entertain new generations, while her humanitarian work reminds us that her beauty was not only visible on the screen. It also came from the compassion and kindness she showed to others. 4. Ingrid Bergman. Ingrid Bergman was one of the most naturally beautiful and talented actresses of classic Hollywood. Her fresh appearance, expressive face, and emotional performances made her stand out in an era filled with glamorous stars. Born in Sweden, Ingrid began her acting career in Europe before making her way to Hollywood. Unlike many stars of the period, she was known for a more natural and less artificial style. This helped audiences connect with her performances. She became internationally famous through films such as Casablanca, Notorious, Gaslight, and Anastasia. In Casablanca, her role as Ilse Lund created one of the most memorable romantic characters in cinema history. Her performance opposite Humphrey Bogart remains a favorite among classic movie fans. Ingrid also worked with legendary director Alfred Hitchcock and proved her ability to handle suspense, romance, and drama. Her career included major successes, but it was also affected by public controversy surrounding her personal life. At one point, Ingrid faced strong criticism in the United States because of her private decisions. However, she eventually returned to Hollywood and rebuilt her reputation through powerful performances and continued success. Ingrid Bergman's story is one of talent, resilience, and determination. She refused to allow public opinion to permanently define her. Her beauty was natural and elegant, but her greatest strength was her ability to communicate deep emotion. She could make audiences believe in love, fear, sadness, and hope. Today, Ingrid Bergman remains one of cinema's greatest actresses and one of the most beautiful stars of the golden age of Hollywood. 3. Vivien Leigh. Vivien Leigh possessed a beauty and elegance that made her perfect for some of the most famous roles in movie history. Her expressive eyes and powerful screen presence allowed her to play characters who were glamorous, complicated, and unforgettable. Vivien achieved worldwide fame with her performance as Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind. The role became one of the greatest achievements in Hollywood history. Scarlett was strong, selfish, romantic, determined, and deeply complicated, and Vivien brought every side of the character to life. Her performance earned her an Academy Award and made her an international superstar. But Vivien was not limited to one famous role. She later won another Academy Award for her extraordinary performance in A Streetcar Named Desire. Vivien also had a famous relationship and marriage with actor Laurence Olivier. Together, they became one of the most celebrated couples in the world of theater and film. However, their lives were also affected by personal difficulties and emotional struggles. Despite the challenges she faced, Vivien continued to work and deliver powerful performances. Her career may not have been as long as some other Hollywood stars, but the quality of her work made her immortal. Vivien Leigh had a rare combination of delicate beauty and dramatic power. On screen, she could appear elegant and charming one moment and emotionally explosive the next. Her legacy continues through the characters she created. Scarlett O'Hara remains one of cinema's most famous women, and Vivian's performance ensures that her beauty and talent will never be forgotten. 2. Brigitte Bardot. Brigitte Bardot became an international symbol of beauty and glamour during the 1950s and 1960s. With her blonde hair, expressive eyes, and confident personality, she represented a new kind of screen star. Born in France, Brigitte began her career as a model before entering the world of film. Her breakthrough came with And God Created Woman, which brought her international attention and turned her into one of the most famous women in the world. Bardot's style had a major influence on fashion and popular culture. Her hairstyles, clothing, makeup, and carefree image were copied by millions of fans. She represented youth, freedom, and a changing attitude toward female celebrity. Throughout her career, Brigitte appeared in numerous European films and became one of France's most famous international stars. Unlike many Hollywood actresses, her fame was built on a distinctly European image that made her stand out from the traditional studio-created stars of America. However, Brigitte eventually became tired of the pressures of fame. She retired from acting at a relatively young age and focused much of her later life on animal welfare. Her decision to leave the film industry only added to her mystery. While many stars continued working for decades, Brigitte walked away from the screen and allowed her legendary image to remain connected to a specific era. Brigitte Bardot's influence can still be seen in fashion, photography, and popular culture. Her beauty represented freedom and individuality. She was more than a movie star. She became a global phenomenon whose image continues to define an important period in the history of cinema. 1. Sophia Loren / Elizabeth Taylor, a timeless debate. Choosing the number one most beautiful actress of old Hollywood is almost impossible because beauty is subjective, and every legendary star brought something different to the screen. However, for many classic movie fans, Sophia Loren and Elizabeth Taylor often stand at the very top of the conversation. Sophia Loren represented natural confidence, Mediterranean beauty, intelligence, and strength. She had a powerful personality that made her beauty feel alive and authentic. Whether she was appearing in a dramatic Italian masterpiece or a glamorous international production, Sophia had a presence that demanded attention. Elizabeth Taylor, on the other hand, represented pure Hollywood glamour. Her famous eyes, luxurious style, and extraordinary screen presence made her one of the most photographed and admired women in the world. She lived the kind of dramatic and glamorous life that seemed to belong in the movies themselves. Both women proved that lasting beauty is about more than appearance. Sophia Loren had remarkable acting talent and determination, while Elizabeth Taylor combined beauty with emotional power and later became known for her humanitarian work. That is why the title of the most beautiful actress of old Hollywood can never truly belong to only one woman. Beauty changes with time, taste, and personal opinion. But whether your personal favorite is Marilyn Monroe, Audrey Hepburn, Grace Kelly, Ava Gardner, Elizabeth Taylor, Sophia Loren, or another legendary star, one thing is certain. These women created images that have survived for generations. They were the faces of an extraordinary era, and their films continue to introduce them to audiences who were born decades after their greatest performances. And there you have it, 15 of the most beautiful and unforgettable actresses of old Hollywood. These legendary women were not remembered simply because of their beauty. They became icons because they had talent, charisma, elegance, and a unique ability to capture the hearts of audiences around the world. But now we want to hear from you. Which old Hollywood actress do you think deserves the number one spot? Was it Marilyn Monroe, Audrey Hepburn, Elizabeth Taylor, Sophia Loren, Ava Gardner, or someone else? Share your favorite in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into the glamorous world of classic Hollywood, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Hollywood Secrets Information, and turn on the notification bell for more fascinating stories, legendary stars, and hidden secrets from the golden age of cinema. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.